Ladies and gentlemen, non-smoking painters here on site in Pensacola. This is popcorn. Typical popcorn in the buildings here. Look at it. It's not even really stuck to the drywall. Now, you'll see it's stuck here where there was drywall mud where the joints were filled. It's stuck a little bit of there. That's the kind of construction they did on your homes here, folks. Big time. Sprayed it all on. Primer and little pieces of white aggregate, right? Lightweight stuff. Ugly stuff. Oh, it's a can of worms. Look. This entire room has been painted. The customer wanted to keep the popcorn. You can even see defects at the joint right there. Okay, take a look over here. This ceiling has a new texture. This is a solid texture. This is a beautiful texture. Natural stone looking texture. Coarse aggregate hides any defects. Of course, any structural issues are dealt with. Any drywall like up here that had rusted fasteners, rusted nails, and peeling tape. It's all been fiberglass tape at the corner, all new stainless fasteners. It's all tight. So you've got a beautiful texture now. Lots of character. It's got good acoustic properties too. It's more of a stone look and it's solid. It's not peeling off. Guaranteed. This is a brocade knockdown style, performed by non-smoking painters. Okay, so they wanted to keep the popcorn. Okay, well, a lot of this popcorn was retained. It was painted properly. But one spot here, it got wet and it decided to show that it's going to bubble out. And then once you break that bubble, how far do you go? How far do you go, folks? Okay, here's another problem. You decide, oh, you can't afford the other texture, which, by the way, it isn't much more expensive than just painting the ceilings. It's not that much more expensive. You decide you want to keep the popcorn. Okay, so we paint it. The more you paint it, the harder it is to take it down later. Of course, places like this where it's just sitting there and peels off, well, not such a big deal, but the more you saturate it with paint, the harder it is to soak water in it, the harder it is to get it off. And we usually remove standard popcorn for 25 cents a square foot, but if you've painted it, several times like this with the primers and paints, then probably would cost a little more than 25 cents a square foot. And again, where do you stop with peeling this? You're gonna keep patching it, all this porous stuff. Not even really sealing your drywall can come down anytime, and it's ugly. So folks, call us. We will take it down and put up a beautiful texture like the beautiful brocade knockdown. And let's walk over to this other rooms here. Here's a bathroom, sink room. Here's a nice texture in here. And here's another bathroom. This is going to get semi-gloss. It's just been coated in flat right now, flat white, but it's getting the semi-gloss, and that's when a lot of the character will come out. But if you look, you'll see the smoother textures that we do in the bathroom typically. Very beautiful. Lots of waves, angels' wings, feathers, swirls, waves. Subtle though. It's not anything hideous. It's beautiful. It's harmonious. It's asymmetrical enough, You try to do everything so symmetrical, like blast up popcorn. Everything looks the same. Every square inch the same. You drive yourself crazy, folks. It just doesn't look good. Okay, just wait till this gets the semi-gloss. It's going to be beautiful in here. So folks, let's get rid of that popcorn. It's hideous, it's cottage cheese. Here it's been properly painted. It's nice and white, flat. Oh, it was in dark paint. Well, we found out that in Pensacola, the builders specified a darker paint for the popcorn. Guess why? Because they could just spray up a darker texture and you wouldn't see the voids in between the popcorn aggregate pieces. You wouldn't see the voids as much. So it means less paint, less cost for them, more profit for them. Folks, let's do this right. It doesn't cost that much more. Right now, a decision's got to be made. Do we blast more popcorn up here and patch this popcorn ceiling? It'll never be perfect. You can't patch this stuff perfectly, but do we do it? Or do we, convince the customer and propose a good enough deal where we redo the whole ceiling in our brocade knockdown texture? That would also take care of these defects here, which otherwise you're not going to get rid of with popcorn. Those are going to show. You could strip that out and take the paper out and try to meticulously and then reblast popcorn, but still it just shows up. All right, folks, it's pretty much this or this. And then for the bathrooms, just wait till you see the semi-gloss on those beautiful wet trowel style textures that we do in the bathrooms. Just wait till you see the semi-gloss. It's so beautiful.